Hey, well, hello. It's Sunday afternoon, January 29th, here in Binacawan, Bagak, the Philippines. Not a whole lot's been going on, just got to touch base real quick. Did a few things this week, plus I got to put a video out for the Chiefs game. I don't want to jinx this now, I've done it every week. So here's to you, Kansas City. But yeah, we got our gate finished, the front gate. They had it all completed. They just came over and they painted it and finished up some little concrete with a guy backed into us. So that's all good to go. It's working fantastic. Worth every penny of it. And also we had another guy come out and give us a bid for a well. He just pretty much said that it's going to be 200 feet deep. We drill them all over around here and showed him where we wanted it. And he said, no problem. And it's 450,000 pesos, which is quite a bit cheaper than my first bid. I roughly, $9,000 opposed to 12,000. But we got our water back in the last couple days. Everything's working just like it's supposed to. Our tank's full, and I think I'll just hold on to my $9,000 a little longer, and we'll just, hope the city's figured it out. I'm sure they're going to get a lot more pressure by not having water than this company would be if my well went dry, and that's just something I'm not real familiar with wells and what guarantees are with a well. If it goes dry, if you get crud in it, I don't know very much about wells. It was just a knee-jerk reaction to me not having water from the city. The obvious next solution would be to invest in a well. I think I'll probably hold off on that. At least maybe about 6 months, save up some money. If we get some money saved up and we can, get it done, we may go that route, just for future protections. And then also, before we actually lost our water, we had a company come out, or I was talking to the guy that put our solar system in. He owns the company. And he mentioned that his grandfather had a company that did water filtration going into the water tank and water softener systems. Now, I already have an RO system for drinking water, which works fine. But when they had the line damaged, I guess a bunch of dirt got into it, and now in our tank we got a bunch of dirt into it. I haven't even used my reverse osmosis since I noticed the dirt in the tank, because I don't want any of that crud going through those filters. So we just been using mineral water, buying mineral water to drink and cook with. But anyway, his grandfather came up, and I'm going to purchase a system. I actually bought another tank, a 775 liter tank. So it'll go in series with my 1,500 liter tank. And I really think, now that we're practiced at saving water, that if we knew that we were going to be in a water crunch, we could make that work. I'm sure we get 3 or 4 days out of it, no doubt. So we'll have that protections. So that'll be 2,275 liters of water that we'll have the capacity of storing. And then what he's going to do is he's going to put a filter before the tanks, and then it'll go through the tanks, the jetmatic pump, it'll go through the pressure tank, then after that it'll go through a canister. Canister filter that they're gonna install, and then it's gonna go through the salt water to make it soft. And after salt water, it goes to the salt water, it'll go through one more filter before it goes into the house. It's not drinking water at that point, but it's going to be soft water that's going to be very clean. It's not going to smell. Our water here has a funky smell to it. You can smell it in your clothes. I mean, it's not horrible, but I can smell it. So, and then the deposits on all the water fixtures and the glass in the showers, we'll get rid of all that. So they're going to install that next week. I'll get some video on that. And it's just going to all be in the same area. I'll have 2 water tanks, the generator, Jetmatic pump, pressure pump, and then 2 canisters, part of the water softening system, then 2 filters. And you got to dump the brine, the saltwater reservoir. You got to dump that. He said once a month, backwash it, and they're going to run a drain all the way out through our fence, so that it'll kill everything out there and not in my yard, because I don't think salt water is going to be real good for anything in the yard. So that'll be our short term. Then whenever we start building back there, we'll have to send it over the hill somewhere. But yeah, so that's what we've been doing. And also my step boy graduated college, 4-year engineering degree. His girlfriend graduated this year also, past year also, and they're wanting to start just a small business right now, small eatery. And he was trying to get funds up for that, and he was going to sell his car. And in the future, I was going to get a car to play with, but it's like, well, I can help him out now and get a car, something I can just park and tinker with and won't have to worry about fixing one day so that Mama can drive to the grocery store. It's something I can tear apart and just let it sit. So I went ahead and bought it, and it is definitely a project. The mid 1990 Asian vehicles are very, very popular over here, and they, oddly enough, hold their value here, where I paid 160,000 pesos for this car. I've seen them bounce around 120, 140, 180, 250. They're all over the place in that area, obviously based on condition. But you do a Kelly Blue Book in the United States, and this thing would be worth maybe $1,000. Probably not even that if I graded it in its fair condition. But hey, gives me something to do. I've been digging through it for the last 3 days, just trying to figure it out, because I got no turnover. I got no story behind it. I asked if he had a radio, and he opened the trunk and handed me a face of a radio and a little remote. He said, it's got a remote too. And then I looked, after he left, I went looking around, and there's just all kinds of wires hanging everywhere. Yeah, like I say, I bought it to help him out primarily. And I didn't ask a lot of questions because I was going to help him out. I can fix it all. I'm not worried about that. But it's going to take some doing. I got notes and notes, pages of notes already of bad fuses and things that don't work. And I'm just focusing on safety right now. I'm going to focus on safety, and I'm going to start driving it around. And then I'll deal with the comfort things like air conditioning and windows rolling up down the road. I'll spin this camera around and show you my new baby. So there it is, 1996 Honda Civic VTEC with a race car intake. And then I found I found a bunch of corrosion on the strut tower. Got tapping away at that. It's mainly, it's all there, just like this top skin, but there's definitely a hole there that I gotta weld up. I'll do it from underneath. That'll come someday. But yeah, it's got 166,000 kilometers on it. It is, the life expectancy is about 300,000 on these engines. So I figure I got time to play with it a little bit. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it exactly. I'll get it running good. It's ugly. And one of the main reasons I bought this car is because last year I bought Chiefs flags. And I was gonna put them in the back windows and drive around, one on each side. Because our other vehicles have louvers over the windows and I can't use them. So I hopped in this thing all happy, got my flags out, and none of the freaky windows go down, except for the driver's window. So that's just a joke. I'm not gonna ride around like that. I'll probably get pulled over by the police. But yeah, just something to play with. It's I don't know what's going on with this hood. Oh, excuse me, the top here. It looks like it's been reskinned. I don't know. I think this thing might have went through a tsunami or something, but like I say, I help the boy out, and then I can tinker around with this. I mean, I've been out here for about 3 days digging around with stuff. I love this stuff. Just digging through the circuits and different systems and reading up and seeing how it works. It's a far cry from what me and Homer used to deal with. 1962 Fairlane and a 1966 Mustang. That was a project car, but Fairlane ran good. So this is what I'm used to playing around with in my garage. And this is my board. I kept track of everything. I need to erase everything and start logging information on the 3 vehicles we got now, but it just brings a tear to my eyes to wipe out my memories of my American cars. But I'll come out here after I drink some beers one day, and I'm pretty sure I'll end up erasing it all. But alrighty, well, that's about it. Just here in Benecowan, it is a windy, almost chilly day today. I got all the Chiefs hats up. Go Chiefs, about 12 hours from now. So y'all take care. And yeah, I'll get the water softener system. I'll get that all documented next week. People may be interested in that. I mean, this water around here is not good, at least where we're at. I've heard, a lot of guys have beautiful spring water. Not here. So y'all take care. Be safe.